Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today we're going to take a spoiler-free look at Chapter 58 of Kaiju number 8. And this chapter got me really excited. For all that not a lot happens, we get some really great world building. It answers some questions we have for a very long time, but very skillfully to leave various options open going forward in the story. The mangaka has very carefully left his options open. So these answers that were given could go in several different directions. And once more, this chapter starts out with just all of the characters humaning very well. You see these characters talking with each other, interacting and discussing things, and the questions that they raise are the logical questions that are raised by the situation. Their reactions seem to be in line with each of their characters. They're looking at something very serious, in fact, pretty earth-shaking, but they're not very shook because, well, these are battle-hardened warriors, every one of them. We don't have really a single main character that isn't. And so when faced with a terrifying apocalyptic threat, they grit their teeth and they buckle down to do their jobs. It's a very Japanese manga type mindset. And it's just depicted very well. Every one of these reactions seems like something that just you or I would ask if we were presented with this information. I mean, other than the fact that we'd be freaking our brains out. Then we get some more of Matsumoto's excellent scientific research. Now, one thing that Matsumoto is particularly good at is walking that fine line between information dump and letting the science be a burden to the story, and just completely ignoring the science for the sake of rule of cool in a moment of the story. Matsumoto weaves the science in so that it's a part of the story, something that would lessen the story if it were missing. And that takes real skill to put the science in there and build your story around the science without letting the science be a burden to the story. Then this chapter has something special at the end. I want to call it a plot twist, and it is in the sense that none of us were expecting it. Especially we weren't expecting it here and now, but we were all wanting it. I know that in my previous videos I asked a question specifically about this topic. Where is this element? Why haven't we seen this element? Why was this such a huge element in the beginning and now it's not coming back? And again, this isn't, the element itself, how it's presented, isn't a shock either. There were many of my friends who were in the YouTube Kaiju number 8 community speculating not only that this could go down just this way, but that they wanted it to go down just this way. So I think we're all pretty happy to have this element back in play, and to have this element back in play like this. And we just can't wait for it to just be rejoined with the main cast and get going from there. Another element that worries me a bit from a story perspective is that with certain information that's revealed in this chapter, it does reduce the value that Kaiju number 8 holds for the Defense Force. Not that Kaiju number 8 isn't still a spectacular weapon for the Defense Force, but Kaiju number 8 is now no longer the one-shot kill that he has been up to this point, because that's been one of the complaints that I've seen in the community, that Kaiju number 8 is just too powerful, and in order to counter that powerful, you just need to upgrade to a more powerful Kaiju to fight him, yada yada yada, typical shonen power creep. But given the situation, I don't think that's going to happen. The problem that is going to be facing Kaiju number 8 is not necessarily going to be an increase in power of opponents, because as we know from previous chapter, Kaiju number 9 is a savvy fighter. Kaiju number 9 likes to come in and do things sneaky, and he's not above developing something along the lines of a parasite to take over Kaiju number 8's body, a wave or something to prevent Kaiju number 8 from transforming. And so There are many, many ways that Kaiju number 9 could completely cripple Kaiju number 8 without just throwing a stronger Kaiju at him. In fact, I think that stronger Kaiju issue might be something that's coming for Hoshina and Kaiju number 10, especially as all of those bodies we saw in the previous chapter were small to mid-sized Kaiju bodies like 10, 9, and 8. And there's just circling back to the fact that we got a lot of information about Kaiju in this chapter, and yet none of it answered any questions about where Kaiju number 8, or rather the little guy that caused Kaiju number 8, came from. And it raised so many more questions about that element that's coming back into play. And I will go into that fully. I'm going to do at least several side videos off of this chapter after I do my full spoiler review, but until that time you can check out the links below the video, and you can go to my other channels. I've got channels on Odysee, BitChute, and Rumble. Those are the 3 main YouTube competitors, and all the videos that I upload here will be uploaded there as well. Go follow me on those places, just in case, YouTube, just in case some entity or another might, strike my channel for putting up images that we want to see. Anyway, BitChute, Odysee, Rumble, I'll be Betty Adams Overanalyzes on each of those. So go hit that like and subscribe button here and there, and peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans are weird. We took a vote, and humans are weird. I have the data. 2 books in a series of human absurdity. Go check out these short story collections. What will our little green friends think of us when we finally do make it to space? Find out the answer in 2 books of human absurdity. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, and Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play.